Hope your morning is well. Are you voting for Trump? I want to know. Are you voting for Trump? I want to know, is my chatters voters? Are you guys voters? Are you guys going to be voters? Are you guys participating into this politics thing? It's a big deal this year for all of us. It's a big deal, you know, this year, because everybody's talking about it this year. You know, it's a lot of tension going on. It's a lot of talk. We know Joe Biden stepped down so Kamala can step up. There's a lot of people voting for Kamala just because she's black. Some people are having conversations about it, that how can you just vote for somebody because they're black? We shouldn't just vote for somebody because they're black. All type of reasons. We got all type of questions out there. We got all type of complaints. We got all type of disrespect. We know Trump is a very disrespectful presidential candidate. We know that he doesn't care about a lot of things. And he's trying to also get a lot of black people on his side. So is Kamala Harris. You know, they're all going to try to get people on their side. This is what they do. That's why I say vote Jesus, not them. Vote Jesus, because these people, regardless of Kamala, regardless of Trump, or if even if it was Biden, or, you know, if it was Obama or anybody, these people will not always get everything right. They will not make the choices collectively for all of us, because some choices they make cripple people. Some choices they make mess up the economy. And, you know, right now, you know, we see Trump is singing a song about, oh, he helped black people and he give us a check. Black folk, remember, let me tell you something. Come on, let me talk to you this morning. I'm going to talk real slow because I know I'm real fast. Let me calm down. Come on, let me talk. Where was that $1,200 coming out of? Where did Trump get $1,200 to give you several checks during the pandemic? I want to know whose tax dollars you getting, because the last I checked, you the one that paid yourself. Don't ever be fooled. Every dollar that come up over this country and go over to other countries to help people and to do all type of issue, this your money. This your tax money. This is your social security. This is your bank money they circling around using. Best believe your bank account might say $10,000, but I promise you that $10,000 ain't in that bank. Because that's how you think bank institutions work. They circle money. They circle money. They use your money in your account. Even though it reflects to you, even though you can see it, they use your money and they circle it. Or you think that these systems work? They work off your money. Invest in your money now. So don't ever, black people, whether you in the ghetto, you live in an average life, you are, I would say, you know, you're not rich, maybe you're in the in-between, average person. Or maybe you poor and you're in the hood and you're like, listen, I'm living hand to mouth and Trump helped me out. No, Trump ain't help you out. Because it's your money. It's your money that they taxing out. It's your money. It's your kids' money. It's your mama and them money. It's your auntie and them and cousin and them money. Don't ever let nobody fool y'all. You think Trump go in his account and take millions of dollars out and give you? He's a crude businessman. He don't care. Them the kind of people that pay people $2 to work. Like a slave. We ain't got time for that. Open your eyes and don't be silly. Now who am I voting for? Voting for Jesus. I'm on Jesus' side. I'm not on the side of these politicians. Because I'm going to tell you something. Kamala Harris pushing an agenda too. And Trump is also pushing an agenda. And I don't agree with a lot of the things that Trump is doing. And I don't agree with a lot of the things that Kamala is also promoting. So who do I vote for? I am stuck to know who to vote for. If you're here and you're voting for somebody and you want to give an opinion as to why you choose this candidate, put it in the comment area and make it legible. But me can read it nice. Let me know what I say. Let me know why you're voting for Trump. Let me know why you're voting for Kamala Harris. Because everybody has that right as an American citizen. You understand? You have the right, and it's not everybody that gets the right, because America is corrupt. But if you're a free man, and you have the right to vote, you go right out, and you make that choice. And nobody can tell you you can't go and you can't vote. It is your right to vote. Okay? But we have a right to also stand up for the crap that they're trying to push and the agendas they're trying to push on us. Let me tell you something. Pay attention to the 2025 Trump administration agenda. Okay, pay attention to news about what their strategies are moving forward for even the elderly living in your house. Your mother and them, your auntie and them getting Social Security. They're really trying to cut down on the educational system. They're really trying to cut down on DEI, anything. They don't want you to have any diversity in anything, and inclusion in anything. And even though these issues are major issues in our society, they like to act as though these issues are invisible to minorities like us. You have to stand your ground when teaching your kids, because the level of indoctrination that they're bringing forth in the Trump department is despicable. All right? And also, when we think of Kamala Harris and some of the agenda she's pushing, I don't want a transgender in schools running around naked in front of my child. So I don't agree on a lot of these things that they're doing. They're trying to cut down on the educational system. Guess what? When your kids are dumb, they're easily institutionalized and indoctrinized. You see, when they come out, they want to bring your kids to indoctrinate your kids. Teach your kids what they want to teach your kids. And Trump wants to push this Christian-like agenda, this patriotic, moral, religious thing that has nothing to do with love and Christ. Don't pretend like you love God and you want God in the school, so you're going to kick out LGBTQ, but you're not even a God person. You only want to do it because of the so-called patriotic American dream, the family, wife and husband dream, yet y'all beat your wives. You want to look good. You want to kick out all this thing out the school, everything out the school, and put in people to teach Christianity that are not even Christians. Make it make sense. You want somebody to teach your kids about church, godliness, Christianity, moral lifestyle, and they don't live it? Do you know how dangerous that is to have a person who doesn't walk with Christ teaching Bible? Do you know how dangerous it is for somebody to come into interpretation in your school, teaching your kids about the word of God and misinterpreting doctrine? That is more dangerous than a lot of things out here. I don't want a witch teaching my child Bible. I don't want a warlock teaching my child Bible. I don't want a person that is not God-fearing, a person that doesn't live the life, teaching my children. You ought to be an example. So what I'm saying is this: Trump wants to sound like he cares about godliness and Christianity, yet he promotes racism. Yet he doesn't know when racism is coming out of his mouth. I need a leader to stand on something that is true. You're not going to fool me with money because I'm not hungry. You're not going to fool me with a check because I'm not in the hood waiting to survive off a social security check or food stamps. Because some of you depend on the government to live, and that is why the government is always going to tie your hand and muzzle your mouth. Any one of you living off the government for free, the government have a right to control your life. Miss Woolery, good morning, baby. The government have a right to control your life. When you're taking from them everything they have, they're going to come in your house and tell you how to run it. They're going to come in your schools and tell you how to treat your kids. Right now, I just see a case. And this is what I was saying before. And I know this was going to start to happen. I knew it. I knew it. That kids are going to be taken out of their households and placed into foster cares. And also placed into other households. Why? Because of the LGBTQ agenda in the schools. Now students and teachers are now dealing with this issue where teachers are forced to keep secret for the kids that want to transition and stuff, and they're forced to keep it away from the parents. So the school has now an agenda secretly with your kid that you don't know. So now, if you don't teach your child that lifestyle, or rather, you don't believe that's the moral lifestyle that you want your children to go in, and as an adult, you have a right to teach your kid the moral way in which you want your kids to go, right? When they're old enough, they'll choose the path for themselves, right? So when you're underage, you're underdeveloped, you're teaching your kids, and come to find out, you go into the school system, your kid name is Peter, and when they're in school, you call them Sally Sue, and the school is calling your kid Sally Sue, but you don't know that your kid is identifying as Sally Sue. And the teachers have to hold that secret. I saw a teacher came out and, you know, she was doing an interview and she was talking about how hard that is for her because she don't think that's fair. And she is actually a part of the LGBTQ. That's the thing. She's a part of the LGBTQ. Telling people that it's not the right way to go with our children. You allow children to get to an age of accountability to where they choose their lifestyle. You don't go to a school, keep the parents out of the loop, you know, keeping the parents out of the loop. And then, not only that, let's go on with the story. That child was taken away from their parents and placed, let me tell you why, because, you know, you have these counselors and these people that come into children's lives and they will, what I would say, they would have an agenda to push your kids into things. So there's an hospital that have sort of this area that deals with identity, kids going through that type of a thing. Come to find out, the very hospital take away the kid from the parents. Because they didn't know that in the hospital, they kind of push an agenda for that. Like they thought, the parents thought that they were just going to help the kid to kind of figure out like who they are, this and that. Come to find out, the hospital completely took over that kid's life. Completely threatened the parents, take them to court, all kind of something. Because the child has a choice. Hear me out. The child has a choice and the parents are coming against what the child wants. It is the child, and how dare you as a parent stop your child from being who they are. You are wicked. You are devil of a parent. And they demonize the parents to the point where the child was taken out of the household and placed into foster care, still with identity issues. So what did the hospital do for that child? Screw up that child worse than they were in the beginning. Instead of these people helping your children to not transition and to not living in a place mentally, you know, in a place of delusion, they push the delusional identity crisis issue we have going on. You are a boy if you're a boy. I don't care how many surgeries you have. If they dig you from the grave and your bones are tested, you will always be a biological man. I know there's an identity crisis that the enemy is using strategically in this season, but I am here to remind you, ladies, I'm telling you, you are beautiful and fearfully and wonderfully made. And you don't have to try to be like a man to be secure in who you are. And a lot of people live in that community of LGBTQ. And I see a lot of women are still women. A lot of men are still men. They're not trying to be an identity that they're actually not biologically. Now, if you want to choose a lifestyle of surgeries and all the things that come with it, that is on you. You know, some of this thing is just gender dysphoria to me. Like, when you think about it, a lot of you're still not satisfied after 50 surgeries. So why did you do them? Because you're still depressed. You still want to kill yourself. Somebody says, good morning, honey. Everybody in the chat, good morning. Somebody said, Trump preys on the vulnerable, which in case are Christians. Well, it's not only Christians, you know, Miss Shea Bennett. It's not only Christians. He went strategically, I feel, Miss Bennett, this time to call out the Christian because he wanted more. He wanted the Christians to be behind him. I'm telling you something. Trump cannot fool me. Trump is an ungodly, demonic man. He will not fool a neek. A man that every time he's in office, there's an increase in racism. Every time this man is in office, there is an increase in the way minorities are treated. There's more violence. And anybody that's going to say to me, I want to give police officers immunity, I cannot vote for you. You're a demon and you're a devil. You're a demon and you're a devil. How can any police officer not abide by a rule? You don't take someone's life innocently and just run free to go home to your children, to go home to your family. It's unfair and it's wrong. Police officers are supposed to be held by the fire way worse than anyone else. They should be locked up forever on a day when they make a mistake like that. I don't care. Russian. We will not deal with you less than what you deserve. You took a husband away from their wife. You leave that woman with 3, 4, 5 kids and she can barely afford to live. And now you took that husband away, that breadwinner, and he was innocent. And come to find out, guess what? He was just identified as the wrong person. So you kill him and you think you should give people immunity? No, no. Demon Trump, you cannot play like that in the people's face. How can you let a criminal get away and you as a government are a governing factor going to sit there and say, we want to give our officers immunity, they're just doing their job. How is an officer just doing their job when they take somebody's life out of anger and pride? Or when they just go and bully somebody, or when they're a part of their little gangs? Because there are a lot of, officer gangs out there. Y'all watch this stuff, right? Y'all know that there's a lot of gangs out there that's police officers. It's not just people in the streets that are gang members. There are groups of gang members all across America. We see these things all the time. If you're watching news, officers are caught up all the time. They're a part of these gangs. They go out in the streets and they beat people. They kill people. They have initiations that they do, that you got to take people's life to be a part of the gangs and stuff. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. There is people out here, even in Jamaica, for example, we know that a lot of people are just gunmans. They have a badge, but so them a gangster. They live in the gully and then turn officer because they want to kill people legally. Let's not act like these people are credible. These people are demons, and they're ready to fire a gun in your kid. At the drop of a dime, these people are ready to fire a gun in your child without remorse, without mercy. And now, Trump and all of his coonies and cronies and all of these people want to get rid of DEI hires and all these things. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a must, and it is a part of our society because we are diverse. We need equality in everything, and people should be included. No particular group of people should be, excluded and said, oh, well, you're not going to eat, well, you're not going to get these services, or you're not going to be blessed, you're not going to be hired here because of the color of your skin, or you're not like us. DEI is absolutely important, and how can we sit down as a governing body and act like we're living in an imaginary world? We need to stop with the slavery mentality. It's wrong that people have to still fight for their rights in 2024, and y'all want to pretend like Trump is the one for you. Stop with the bull crap. Stop with it. A man that pushes racism, your ancestors have suffered greatly. They have lost their life because of people like this now. Don't play. Don't play with your generations to come. Some of you're not going to be affected by this, but your children will be affected by this. Now on the other agenda, now we have Kamala. And she pushing an agenda too. Don't be fooled. Because none of them is going to fool chit chat. Vote for Jesus. Amen. Hallelujah. That is the only factor I know that works. Nothing else. These people are wicked. They're making millions of dollars off our tax money. And still, there's homeless here in America, and they're sending billions of dollars overseas. I want to know why you cannot use that billions of dollars in America. Because they don't want to. They're not going to. When is Trump going to clean up these streets? When is Trump going to clean up these streets? When is Kamala going to clean up these streets with all them talking that they're doing? And Biden and all of them. You know what these people went ahead and did, these leaders? Instead of helping the homeless, they went and locked up the homeless. Instead of providing help for the homeless, you went and locked the homeless up. So you're not even allowed to see. The people are blinking homeless. If you're homeless, what you going to do? What you going to do if you're homeless? No, you're going to lock people up because you're homeless. What kind of disgusting country is that? And then because people that are rich are passing by and seeing them, and they feel like the homeless is taking over their city, the homeless should go. They're homeless for a blinking reason, Miss Bennett. Verna, good morning, baby. They're homeless for a reason. They don't have nowhere to go. Inflation is a real thing. Anybody out here not struggling financially right now, God bless your soul. Hallelujah. Send me a cash up. Donate to my back to school because we need more money for the next week. Because you don't got struggles. Because life is easy for you. You make money. So send us something in the kitty. Let me tell you, because we speak facts. Inflation is real. And everybody in America that is a hard-working person, that you work a regular day, you're not rich and you're not scamming people, you know how hard it is to even survive. Right now, food is double. Right? When I go into the store, I say, God, I can't even afford to eat. So all of you out there who don't want the damn chicken foot because you're bougie, and you don't want the damn chicken back because you're bougie, God bless you. Send me some of that money so I can get some big oxtails now. Come now. Because the time will come, some of you will lose the apartment because it's no longer affordable. The job you work all your life. You work for another man. You work to pay them. And you still can't survive. You're still living check to check no matter how hard you work. The government doesn't want to fix us. They don't want to help us. Don't be fooled by them. They could use the millions of dollars they're sending to fix all of America. Hunger should never be a part of America. Is America that big that we can't fix things? Is America without food that we can't fix nothing? There's enough money in America to fix every issue here. We don't want to do it because the systems in America are set up to keep a balance. It's like a checks and balance. You have to have the poor. You have to have the sick. Because the pharmaceutical company cannot live without you. Doctors cannot live if people are not sick. So that is why they make you sick. By the medications they give you. Even when it's killing you. They have to sit in rooms secretly and plan who's going to die this year. Shh. Don't talk. Because you think it's a joke. They know who they're not going to save. They know who they will not save. You think doctors are going to save you when you don't have insurance? Unless you're a good doctor and you don't find them without money these days. If you don't pay that doctor, they'll let you die. So people don't work because they love anybody. They don't go to school to be a doctor because they care. And when you find a doctor and a nurse who care, God bless your soul. If you're a nurse out there and a doctor who cares, God bless your soul. There's only few of them left. If the money is not available, you will not be served. Rather, they will let you die. Africa, when you look at Africa, I never see a place full of a million things in one place. A million language, a million culture, a million things in one place. And when you look over there, it's the same place. You see the rich and you see the poor. And you say, my God, what a country rich. But yet, they have such poverty. How is this possible? How is this possible when all type of country is benefiting from them and the one country they're getting stuff from, the one place everybody depend on, is poor in areas? There's no sense in that. Why is that so? Slavery is still alive. It is only alive in a different way. Child labor is real. And it's not just child labor. Sex slave is real. Begging is real. Some people are kidnapped just to be taken to small countries to beg on the side of the street. I'm talking facts. I got school. I know about this. Because I remember we was doing this topic directly and we had to do a research paper on this, you know. And I was so flabbergasted that this could be true and that people were actually kidnapped and trafficked to beg. I would have thought they would be kidnapped and trafficked and raped, you know, only. You know, you think of trafficking, you're thinking sex. But we know that there's many types of trafficking. But I found it to be very astonishing when I see an old person being kidnapped to go beg. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. And the amount of things I learned that happen in different countries, I said, my God, I didn't know that these things. So people are enslaved still in today's society in a different way in other countries all across the world. And America sucks people dry. And they don't care about the young kids that may go into these places to retrieve these items, to make phones and to do these things that we're doing with technology. You understand? Somebody says, you know what, Julia Robinson, shut your mouth and just remove yourself. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. Alright. Julia, you give too much trouble and you need to be black sometime. You have a black before, you know. Me have your black before. Sit your backside down, you're too blinking enough. Sit down, you're too blinking enough. You're too enough, man. Too blinking enough, man. You ever they talk, you chat too much. You know, shut up your mouth and sit down. Troublemaker, shut up your mouth and sit down. Chat too much. Me not block you already for you much long here now. And block you and give you a chat. Shut up your mouth and sit down, girl. You chat too much. Alright? So guys, when we look at the issues that we are facing, it's a lot of issues we are facing. It's a lot of them. A lot of them. Alright? Alright, and Julia, me block him for a minute because he chat too much. He said, what are you doing to help your community? And that is where I'm going to check you, Julia, because you get black now, you know. Dog, you know see what we are doing for help the community? So once again, we don't have time for troublemakers. We kick them out the chat. Because clearly we've been doing things in our community, and those who are visually around can see that. So we don't entertain garbage or garbage people. We don't entertain troublemakers who come with drama and things that are not factual. We don't want no idiot over here who clearly know the truth and want to test us. We don't let you test us. Sit down and shut up. Shut your mouth. Now, there's such issues we're facing right now that are pertinent to us. It will affect our finances, the choices these leaders make, Kamala or Trump. No, we're hearing too that Trump is stating allegedly that if he doesn't win the election, he's going to move away to Venezuela. Trump, how are you going to move to Venezuela? How are you going to move to Venezuela when Venezuela is over there throwing all their money out because their money has no worth anymore? Anybody paying attention to news, world news? Venezuela has just taken all their money and tore it up and pretty much burn it in dumpsters because the money is no longer valuable. So I want to know, Trump, why would you go to Venezuela? Or of all places, what about Venezuela that is so different? Is that what's going on? What is going on? Huh? What is going on in Venezuela that is so different? And I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of secrets out here that these governing factors keep from you and I. It's a lot of setups that they do to pretend and lie to people. A lot of it. So all I'm saying is this. We the people have to stand for something. You understand? You're not going to always agree too on every decision a government will make. Whatever country you are, you're not going to agree on every decision. But you also have to pray for your leaders. No matter if they're wicked, you pray for them because the Bible tells you pray for the leaders. A lot of these leaders have made choices for people that will ruin their entire life and the generations to come. A lot of people will. You understand? Don't think it's going to only affect my generation. Any decision a governing factor makes will affect several generations to come. The choices that Obama made affects us now. Even now. So when you think about Trump and the choices he made then, look at us. Trump gave out all this money and right after we went into inflation. Why is it we went into inflation? Because we don't have money. So what money did the government use? What money did the government circle to pay you? And you think that Trump love you? No, Trump took your money. Your social security monies. And every money that's tied up in America, however they tie it up, this is why he's going to get rid of the Social Security Administration. I'm telling you, that is a part of the 2025 agenda, is to get rid of Social Security. So all of you paying your mortgage, paying your rent, paying your bills off your Social Security, Trump wants to rid it. Go and Google it because I'm not lying. It is on the news. And it's not just the only thing, it's many other things that will affect your parents, the elderly. And not only the elderly, the young people too, because there's some people that are disabled that get certain social, you understand me I say? You have to know. Those are the truths to who you're voting for. Don't just vote wildly. No, because it's going to affect your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. What government doesn't care about the elderly? What government knows that half America is on Social Security? Especially the old people. It's going to be a mass homelessness that's going to come around after people lose their money. Mass. So don't think it's simple, because it's not simple now. It's very serious. Exactly. There's no free money. So I know they're pulling this money, and they're not going to tell us where they're pulling this money from. Bennett, you're not. But we are not stupid. We can't think in our head and we can't say, hold on, so if America is in debt, trillions of dollars to China, and then I pay off China, well, America get billions and send over there so to the fight, the war, and more than one time they send millions and billions over there. Oh, America come again and I send, where the money? Who for money? Who for money them I take? Whose money are they using? Me not understand. Me not understand me money with no and not. But I'm just saying, how is the money coming out of what? Where is the money coming from if we are in debt to people? So, an idiot would have never pre them things there, you know. And they say, side eye them, you see me? Side eye them and say, no man, something not right about this. Wait there. Something not right about this. Something is not right about this. So now, when you notice what Trump do, give him money, and then all of a sudden he want win and he want get rid of Social Security. All of the money want take give you. He gone. So you know more money not left in Social Security. So you must blink and get rid of it. Lord of his mercy. I trick them trickery. And because no money not left, that's why you have to cut the agenda, because he must say, if me win the next term, no, me already spend the money, me now go tell them to me spend the money, you know. But a fool no money me pull from. So at the end of the day, you know, me not have no money, so this is my agenda, including drop off no little money when I get, because we pull it from but last, you know, from one day. Lord of his mercy. That is why. I will in my style. That's why when you are woke now, me and you are woke as young people, we don't have nothing to get when we all. We go dead like dog. We go dead poor. And we don't go there with nothing for we back. Why? Because the government is going to take it all. And to the dirt we go. And to the dirt we go. That is why they're fighting to have such control. The government has also stepped into the medical system now. So now doctors are no longer allowed to do things the way they want to do it. Now the government want to control medications and how the doctors allocate medication. And they have done that already. They have started doing that. The government wants to be a part of everything you're doing. They want to limit and tell you what medication you can take. I am telling you this. I work with people and I know this. The government is in everything now. People cannot get certain medication anymore because the government is saying, no, they can't have it. And before the government got involved, they were fine with their medication. Now the government want to tell you, oh, don't take this medication, take this one instead. So they have their agenda of what medication they want you to take. Just like when they forced COVID shots on you and I, not telling us the truth, lying to our face and demonizing those who didn't want it, threatening me in my schooling. The government is demonic and they're devils. I'm telling you. Because those who don't serve the Lord and don't have the agenda of the Lord, they must have an agenda. And we don't know what the agenda is. And clearly we see it play out. When people don't serve the Lord, when governments don't seek God and they don't pray, you will not see an agenda of Christ. You will see an agenda of Satan. Because if you're not serving God, who you're serving? If you're not doing God's will for the people and the country as a leader, then who are you doing the will for? And who is it for? What are you doing? Men are lovers of money, lovers and pleasures of themselves. You understand? When you see it now, the government care for them rich, but yet them walk down the street every day and see homeless and then don't provide housing for them. Then don't help them. They don't help them. And it's wrong. They know they have millions in the bank to fix an entire community. They don't want to do it. They have to keep you poor to keep these administrations going. They have to keep you poor to keep social security and social services going. They have to keep you down and out. But yet, then you work all like a dog. They pay you a little bit and then when they get old. Because now they're increasing the retirement age. Mighty God. Some of you won't work for 65. You work till you're 75 and before you're dead before you done work. So they can't give you nothing. Mighty God. They're going to make you die before you get anything. So you won't get anything. You don't see the agenda here? Who can work till they're 75, 85 years old? That is wrong. That is dead wrong of you. And don't think if you have $1 million in the bank, today's society you can survive on retirement. You cannot. $1 million is not enough to survive. $1 million is not enough to survive in today's financial crisis society where we live in now. Because rent alone, based on where you're living, what state you're living, you're paying more than $1 million a year if you're living in an expensive state. So don't ever think for a second you can retire the way how people used to retire back in the day from Harrison's and all these places that pay them checks and checks for the rest of their 20 years. No, that type of time is over. Our generation will not receive these type of benefits. Because we have leaders who came in, took over and made wrong choices. We had leaders who came in and did not have the people's heart as their best interest. We have leaders who came in and brought us back 50 leaders who came and told women that they don't have choice over their body. I want to remind you, woman was not given a lot of choices for many years. And if you were a black woman, it's not just black. All women, of women And their rights. Women were not given rights for a long time in many areas. Women had to fight for their rights. Women had to fight, literally fight for their rights, whether they were white or black. But especially if you were black, you know you had less rights than the white woman. But women in general were not given rights. And right now in today's society, we have a lot of cultures like that. Women's life will be taken. They'll be murdered. They're not really valued as much as men are valued. Women are looked at as possessions. Women are not looked at as, sometimes women are looked at as cattle. Pretty much like cattle. If you mess up in certain countries, your life will be taken. They'll stone you in the streets. Though some places, some countries, don't go there as a woman and dress a certain way. Don't do it. They'll lock you up. So just know that America is free. But it's not everything in America should have been free, because this level of freedom has got us to a place of such demonic activities and such immoral standards. Because now that everything in America is free, people do what they want to do and become what they want to become. You want to tell me you're a dog and I should call you a dog? I'm sorry, I'm not going to be barking with you. I'm very sorry. The agenda that they push, guys, in America is just without rules. Just without any common sense. Be what you want to be. If you want to be a goat, be a goat. Stop lying to the people. Stop lying to people. Stop telling them they can be a goat when they don't biologically capable or able of being something like that. But you want to suffice the mental health of people. Some of these things are mental health. A lot of these people have identity issues. They need counsel. They need to love themselves. They need to know that they are people of value and that they ought to love themselves in the skin that God has given them. Mosquito, you know. I don't like the agenda what that people push. You can change yourself. If you don't like it, change yourself. Change yourself. While a woman can go and have breast surgery and she can have butt surgery, and that's her choice, because some women flat bad. And if they have the money for it and they want to do it and take that risk, that is their business. I'm not going to talk against it. But I don't encourage people to change themselves, because a lot of women die on the surgery table. So I'm telling you the risks that comes with these things. It's not safe to mess around with your body. However, a lot of people have identity issues. They go and have a multiple surgery, and then I see this one celebrity, this girl, she's so pretty, so beautiful, and when I looked at her, the girl went and had hella surgeries, changed her entire look. I couldn't even believe. I was so shocked at the girl, and she looks horrible. She looks sick, everything. Her lips are plucked up, her face is swollen, her eyebrows are done up weird, her hair is different, her body is different. I almost passed out when I saw that girl. I couldn't believe it. Identity issue. She couldn't see her beauty. When I look at her, she's a superstar. I said, my God, was on TV and everything. I said, what happened to her? She had long, beautiful, beautiful skin, everything looking good. And when I look at her now, she's completely changed. I said, oh my God. And to the point where she went viral. She went viral because of how different she looked it. Chatters, you are who you are and love yourself. You are loved. And I know some of you have an identity issue because of how you grew up. You know, you was not given that love and that warmth as a child, so you struggle to love. And you think that when you go do the surgery and you have the big body, you get a lot of love and attention. Check your motive. Sometimes it's not a surgery you need counsel. It's not a surgery you need to be encouraged. You need to be encouraged to love yourself. Don't change who you are. People have their choice to be, you know, with the opposite sex or the same sex. That's your choice. And they're in the LGBTQ community. That's your choice. However, do you have to change yourself from being a man? Do you have to change yourself from being a woman? Because you're going to go through a lot of pain going and doing these hormone things, and nobody wants to talk about the lawsuits and the doctors that are being sued and the counselors that are being sued because they have pushed an agenda for people to change their sex, and when they're done, they're not happy again. They still cannot have sex to that hole that they created, that fake hole. A lot of people are not talking about how distraught they are now that they had that surgery. They can no longer engage in good sex. And now their body is leaking and all kind of problem. I'm telling you guys, don't let them fool you. That stuff messes you up. It's not so simple. It's not. Don't let them tell you to mess up yourself. It's your choice to be with who you want to be, but you don't have to go out there to cut up your body to be anything. You don't have to cut up your body to be anything. Stay in your skin the way you are. Chatters, I love you. We'll talk. It's your girl Annie. Please donate to her back to school if you're here and you're able to donate. We spend up pretty much almost all of the money. We need a little bit more money for continue to get the rest of the things. And we're going to use a little bit of, we have $100 left. Because we buy 2 baskets yesterday, $70. So please, we don't know we don't have it. Donate to we bless we need it. Alright? We appreciate everybody. Have a good one.